Have you noticed how the handle of a cooking pan sometimes becomes loose after a few months of use? Or how metal doors and windows that open smoothly in winter seem to get jammed in the summer? Ever wondered why that happens? Well, if we zoom into any material, we will find that everything cars, water, clothes, plants, animals, even you and me is made of tiny particles called atoms or molecules. These molecules are always in motion, but they are so small that we can't see it. They vibrate in place, they rotate, and sometimes they move around freely. This motion is there even in things that look perfectly still. When we heat an object, these tiny atoms absorb that extra energy and start moving faster. That faster motion pushes nearby atoms slightly further apart, and that results in the expansion of the material. Think of it like people dancing on a dance floor. When the music speeds up, they dance with more energy and they need more space for their movement. So people step further apart just like atoms do when heated. This phenomena of expansion of any material when heated is called thermal expansion. It is our common experience that almost all substances expand on heating and contract on cooling. A change in the temperature of a body causes change in its dimensions. This explains why metal doors or windows are hard to open or close in the summer. The metal frame expands due to heat, making it slightly too large to fit in the same space. Similarly, a pan that goes through a repeated heating and cooling cycles slowly loosens the grip of the screw holding its handle. Over time, the handle begins to wiggle a little. Knowing that objects expand when heated is useful, but that alone isn't enough. Almost everything on Earth experiences temperature changes, and almost everything changes its size, even if just a little. For engineers to build anything safe, whether it's a massive bridge, a high speed airplane, or a delicate wristwatch, they need to know exactly how much an object's dimension will change for a given change in temperature. Before studying complicated shapes, scientists begin with the simplest one, a straight metal rod. They heated many different rods of different lengths, made of different materials, and at different temperatures. Interestingly, they found a clear pattern. Longer rods expanded more. When rods were heated more, they expanded more, and some materials expanded more than others, even for the same temperature change. This simple one direction expansion is called linear expansion. All these observations could be summed up in one simple and short mathematical relationship. Here, delta L means the change in length or the amount of a rod expanded that we wanted to know. L is the original length, delta T is the change in temperature, and alpha is called coefficient of linear expansion. This coefficient is like a willingness or sensitivity of each material to temperature changes. Higher the value of alpha, material is more willing to expand, and rod will expand more. A glass has small alpha, means it expands very little when heated, while aluminium has a larger alpha, so it expands much more for the same rise in temperature. If we try to figure out the unit of alpha, let's look at the equation again and rearrange it a little. Since delta L a change in length and L are both lengths, so they cancel out. What we are left with is something that depends only on temperature. That's why alpha has very simple unit, per degree Celsius, written as 1 by degree Celsius, or sometimes 1 by Kelvin. It makes sense. Alpha tells us how much a material expands for every 1 degree rise in temperature. For example, if a metal has an alpha of 12 into 10 raised to power minus 6 per degree Celsius, that means a 1 meter rod made of it expands by about 12 micrometers for every degree increase. And by the way, this letter delta isn't here to scare you. It has only one job, that is to show that something changes. So delta L means the change in length. And similarly, delta T means the change in temperature. Keep in mind, this is not the temperature of the rod itself. It's how much the temperature has changed. For example, if a rod was heated from T1 to T2, then delta T is T2 minus T1, not T1, not T2. Now the actual change in length upon heating is very tiny, but in the real world, it makes a big difference. You might have seen those power cables hanging overhead between the poles. On hot summer days, the metal wires expand and sag a little. In winter, when the air is cooler, they shrink and tighten up again. Engineers design that sag on purpose so the wires don't snap during the cold weather. The same principle shapes how bridges are built. In hot weather, bridges made of metal or concrete expand. To allow this safely, engineers leave expansion joints, small gaps that let each section move freely without damage. Even rail tracks use the same idea. Since they are long pieces of metal, they expand noticeably in summer. The small gaps you see between the rail sections, called expansion joints, prevent the tracks from bending or buckling when heated. But of course, not everything is a long, straight rod. Most things, like a metal cube, a glass of water, or air inside a balloon, are three-dimensional. They have length, width, and height. So when heated, they expand in all three directions. This is called volumetric expansion or cubical expansion. The object doesn't just grow longer, it grows a little wider and thicker too, making its total volume slightly larger. And some things, like a metal sheet or a window glass, are almost two-dimensional, thin and flat. They mostly expand along their length and width. That kind of growth is called area expansion or superficial expansion. In both cases, the idea is the same as before. The amount of expansion depends on three things: how big the object already is, how much its temperature changes, and how responsive the material is to heat. We simply use different symbols to describe expansion in different dimensions. For area, we often write delta A, beta A, delta T, and for the volume, delta V, gamma V, delta T. Here, beta and gamma play the same role as alpha. They just describe expansion in 2 and 3 dimensions instead of 1. And because these expansions happen along more than one direction, scientists noticed something interesting. The expansion of a surface is in two directions. The metal is expanding by alpha along the length and alpha along the width. The overall result is roughly twice the linear expansion. Similarly, the expansion of a solid or liquid is in all three directions. The total change is about 3 times the linear expansion. So we often write it like this: beta equal to 2 alpha and gamma equal to 3 alpha. These aren't new laws, just a simple way to connect everything back to the linear case. All three, alpha, beta, and gamma, describe the same idea: how strongly a material responds to heat. Now, note that if you heat a material across a huge temperature range, the alpha value actually changes slightly as the material gets hotter. It's not perfectly constant. But for small temperature changes, the variation is tiny, so we treat them as a constant to keep things simple. Okay, but what's the use of these equations? They let engineers predict exactly how much an object will grow or shrink with temperature. This delta L tells them how much a steel girder on a skyscraper will expand on a hot summer day. Delta A tells them how much the metal roof of a manufacturing plant expands because of the heat from the furnace inside. And delta V tells them how much the piston inside a car engine will expand after running for hours. Once engineers know these changes, they can design tiny but enough gaps for them to expand safely so that nothing jams, cracks, or lead to a catastrophic failure. And this isn't just about machines or buildings. Thermal expansion is quietly happening all around us, every moment. The glass in your window expands slightly when sunlight hits it. The lid of a jar loosens when warmed and tightens again when cooled. Even the air in the balloon or water in the lake grows and shrinks as temperature changes through the day. On a much larger scale, bridges, pipelines, and even railway tracks are designed with this in mind. And on an even larger scale, the very crust of our planet expands and contracts with seasons and sunlight. Almost every material follows this rule. It expands when heated and contracts when cooled. But there is one everyday liquid that refuses to behave: water. That strange exception is a story of its own. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your own little observations of expansion in daily life. Maybe a window glass creaking in the summer, or the lid of a tin box that refuses to close after a hot day. Or maybe you have noticed how a tight ring slips on more easily after a warm shower. And if you think someone else might enjoy this small journey into how things grow with heat, share it with them too. If you ever feel like supporting the channel and helping me keep these stories alive, there is a Patreon link below. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss what's next, because the world of heat and temperature still has plenty of surprises waiting. Until next time, stay curious, stay